Good morning. Congratulations. You have graduated college and have finished your academic journey. You may now be asking yourself, where has this journey taken me? Or even more, where do I go now? Having a college diploma empowers you, and if you use all that you have learned over the years, the horizon is truly limitless. But as you look off into the distance and ponder your next step, remember that you don't have to travel far to leave a huge footprint on the world. In fact, I believe that by staying here, you will have a better chance at changing the world. With that, I want to give you the top 5 reasons you should remain in New Hampshire after graduation. Don't be boring. I'm almost positive you have all heard this at one point or another in your life. Well, if you really want to succeed, you'll have to move to a bigger market, like Boston, New York, or San Francisco. In fact, just yesterday, someone talking about those same places said bigger and better. You know what I think about that? Boring, unoriginal, cliche. If you want to have a footprint, sometimes you have to step off the path. If you don't think there is greatness waiting for you here in New Hampshire, then create it. Being young means that you don't need to follow the rules. You don't need to take the safe route. It means that if you really want to be original, if you really want to be different, then you'll become a townie. Anyone can run away in search of something better. Only a brave person would stay and make it better. Size does matter. In this case, smaller is better. New Hampshire is a small state. This can be a very big deal in a world where networking and connections can play a major role in career progression. I'm sure you've heard, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And while that's not 100% true, there is some validity to it. Being small means that you have access to people you wouldn't normally have access to in other states or cities. In New Hampshire, you'll have the opportunity to know your elected officials, meet with business leaders, and really anyone with whom you would want to meet. It also means that you can have real influence and enact change. Stay Work Play was just an idea by a few people, and now it's helping to retain more and more of New Hampshire's young people. This is exciting. Living in New Hampshire doesn't mean you'll be a big fish in a small pond. It means you can be a fish who changes the entire marine ecosystem. One of my favorite parts about New Hampshire, other than the people, is that you can have an impact, you can make a difference. I became an executive director at the age of 27. That couldn't happen just anywhere. You can't import mountains. There's a popular idiom that goes, if the mountain will not come to Muhammad, then Muhammad must go to the mountain, which is used to teach the lesson that if one does not prevail, they must submit to an alternative. Well, guess what? Starting your post-college life in New Hampshire should be your first option, and you don't have to move mountains because they're already here. As are the 1,000+ lakes and ponds, the ocean, the longest zip line, the New Hampshire primary, well over 35 breweries, the fall foliage, and all the other natural beauty that surrounds us. People in New Hampshire have a wonderful quality of life, and that's an important thing for you to think about at this moment. So much of your days have been on preparing for your future that you may not have asked, what kind of future do I want? If you want to find work you enjoy, maybe build a family or buy a house and live where you can work and play, then New Hampshire is for you. You won't drown in rising tides. By its very definition, youth means energy. Young people want to work in an exciting, vibrant atmosphere. They want to be part of something special. More times than not, that means within a specific company. But working in New Hampshire means you can be part of something bigger. The New Hampshire ecosystem is thriving. Right now, there are new and exciting companies that are changing the way people solve some of life's most oldest and newest problems. People may try and lure you away by saying if you want to work on something meaningful, you have to go here or there. But what is more meaningful than playing a role in the transformation of an entire state? There are a lot of opportunities to do big things right here in New Hampshire. 603 Pride. The last thing you can do is get your head out of the sand. It's time to wake up and realize how lucky you are to have lived in New Hampshire. This state is a rare combination of quality of life, natural beauty, and urban opportunities. Maybe you can't get exotic street food at 3 o'clock in the morning unless you go to the Red Arrow. Not sure if that's exotic. But you can breathe in fresh ocean air, scan majestic vistas atop the presidential range, and discuss politics with your neighborly congressman. Instead of lamenting on all New Hampshire doesn't have, maybe take a moment to appreciate what it does. Embracing the positives instead of fixating on the negatives is a very useful skill for overall life happiness. I hope you're taking notes. So I've made my case. I hope you've realized that your next great adventure has been in front of you the whole time. I'll end with the only way I can, by quoting a famous man who believed you didn't need to live in Brooklyn to create great art. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. That road just happened to lead to New Hampshire. Congratulations, we can't wait to see how you impact and shape the New Hampshire of tomorrow.